Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Infi versus Th000, with this game taking place here on Tyrannus Stand LV. I even forgot you were casting. I don't even know what that yeah, that last game was rather confusing for me to cast for anyone who is watching on YouTube. It was a game with Romantic and Infi, Blood Mage first going up against a level 6 Warden and a level 3 Panda. Just trying to make predictions in terms and how the game was going to unfold was just not working out in any sensible way. Well, let's see if Infi can confuse me again, as Infi is spawning over here on the bottom right hand side of the map as the blue orc. He is going up against Th000, a well-known player here, as he is spawning as the red undead over here on the top left. Undead versus orc in this 1v1 matchup. What heroes are we going to be looking at? It really looks like, or really feels like, the Crypt Lord has become almost the hero of choice for undead, just to deal with or be able to expand, be able to surround and swarm. But then again, this is Infi that we're talking about, so he may throw the current meta out the window and use an old meta by going Death Knight and Crypt Fiends. That would almost seem rather unorthodox, as the past couple of undead games have really been opening up with Crypt Lord first. Anyways, we are looking at, well, a second orc burrow being placed down. The hero is going to be a Farseer instead of a Blade Master. We don't see a Voodoo Lounge as of yet, and with this, it also means that we are going to be going into, well, tier 2 a little bit later, since we see that second orc burrow. So yeah, Infi is, well, confusing me too. DK being unorthodox choice, weird times for WarCraft. Yeah, we'll see. It is gonna be a Crypt Lord. So yeah, so Th000 opening up with the Crypt Lord, and as the Death Knight would have been the much more typical choice. Oh, there's that Voodoo Lounge being built off over here. Farseer using that lightning shield to really finish off this creep camp rather fast. Most likely that Farseer will be forced to back up here in just a moment. Doesn't want to deny himself any of that experience, trying to just pull away continually and finishing off these last remaining units. All right, there goes the rogue. One more rogue is left. We are looking at a level 1 Farseer. I'm gonna get to level 2, I believe. Yep, gets to level 2. And, well, where is this Farseer going to try and travel off to next? Healing salves are going to be available soon. Maybe just finish off these apprentice wizards in order to go shopping first. Or is he going to decide against it? Nope. Gonna go shopping first, but does not go after those apprentice wizards. Meanwhile, Crypt Lord is out. Did not sell his scroll of Town Portal. Doesn't have the sacrificial skull for Blight. So this is going to be a Crypt Lord first, but going in with Crypt Fiends, a very, well, buggy style army, so to speak, and it's not going to be a fast expansion attempt. So far, though, that Crypt Lord is sitting only at level 1. There are a large number of these beetles out here out onto the field. 6 of them are just wandering around, and that beetle just makes the army so much wider and so much nastier to deal with, as surrounds can happen so quickly. There you go. They can take a look at this. This Sasquatch taking so much damage. As we're looking at beetle after beetle getting taken down pretty easily. Level 2 now on that Crypt Lord. Is it going to be Impale? Yes, it is. Level Impale is going to be that second ability there, as that Crypt Lord now goes after these Forest Trolls and Forest Troll Shadow Priest. Meanwhile, Farseer checking to see if an expansion was brought into play. It is not, and there is still the Renegade Wizard here. And wow, Infi going in for a rather very aggressive creep here. Is it going to end up getting caught? And yes, he will. In comes Th000. Th000 is going to be able to catch his opponent here in just a moment. Are we going to perhaps be looking at an Impale? So much damage could be done. Farseer comes in with the Chain Lightning, trying to add in a little bit of damage. There goes the Forest Troll Shadow Priest, as the Crypt Fiends do have very good range damage indeed. All right, another Spirit Wolf could get taken down. There it goes again, as the Farseer wonders, why did I even stick around in that fight? As the Farseer may try to join back in on the fight here in just a moment. More carry-on beetles were added in. Slippers of Agility will get picked up. Crypt Lord will stay at level 2 right now, just shy of level 3 by 2 experience, as more beetles joining in here. Farseer does have a Pendant of Energy and a Potion of Greater Mana. With that, all of that right there, that Farseer could indeed well, get in some big chain lightnings and deal more damage once again, as the Crypt Lord wants to get to level 3 for that level 2 carry-on beetles and making them that much. Wait, why did you create beetles then train up to level 2? That does not make sense. You rather have 2 level 2 beetles than 2 level 1 beetles, but the beetles are just chasing that Farseer away now. Alright, Spirit Wolves. And, well, Grunt's going to go ahead and clear out some of the rogue wizards as the Farseer playing a little bit of a game of chase. Hey, Glyn. It's Crota. Imagine battles leave their corpses for reuse. Alright, we are getting up a Necropolis, and perhaps we should be getting up a Haunted Gold Mine here in just a moment. The Crypt Lord is nearby. Where are those beetles? Beetles are going to try to join in on the fight here, as well the Farseer is so close to level 3 but may not be able to make it, as the carry-on beetles, well, just causing constant blocking, and 1 or 2 more shots. There goes the... Come on. Wait, no, wow. That Grunt able to escape away at 6 hit points. I thought another attack from the Crypt Fiend would have finished it off, but that Crypt Fiend attack had already landed. Alright, these beetles chasing after this Grunt right now. The Tauren Chieftain perhaps going to try and get a heal off on that unit. 1 more attack would have been enough, but it looks like a new carry-on beetle was resummoned. Alright, perhaps a bigger carry-on beetle would have worked out better, done a little bit more damage. This carry-on beetle is still chasing this Grunt all the way across the map. 2 attacks and it will get taken down. Is that Grunt gonna end up falling on that proverbial sword? That is the question right there, as that Grunt gets taken down. Meanwhile, back off to the north here, it looks like the expansion was in fact cancelled. Crypt Lord gonna go ahead and summon up some more beetles again, also having those rune bracers to protect not only from the Tauren Chieftain Stomp, but that chain lightning from that Farseer. Alright, Farseer going to try to make its way all the way back across here. Spirit Wolves are getting in a little bit of damage. We are at Halls of the Dead, not yet at Black Citadel, but it still does damage. Some of that cold damage indeed, as the Farseer now trying to push in once more. Ziggurat, well, still causing a bit of protection indeed, as the Farseer, well, not quite sure what it's really hoping to do. We are getting a little bit more damage. Level 3 now on the Farseer. Farseer is going to be in trouble, though, as the Crypt Lord could easily just impale that Farseer, preventing it from being able to use the Scroll of Town Portal and being able to get away. Wind Riders show up to the fight just in time to deal a little bit of damage, but nothing more. Alright, we are now looking at, I believe, Shaman joining in on the onto the battlefield. There we go. So Shaman, we are only at Initiate training, but the Shamans with Purge should be able to finish off many of those carry-on beetles pretty quickly and easily. Shamans, we'll see how they are going to be used here in just a moment, but those carry-on beetles are a rather big pest to try and deal with, but then the Impale can also cause a bit of problems as well. Alright, getting in some damage. Lightning Shield coming across as well. Crypt Lord does have a potion of mana, going to try and finish off these remaining units. Crota doesn't get host message, but he see it later. Never. Alright. Oh, did you host me? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Shocky Shocks. I thought I actually enabled host messaging. Thank you for the host. Thank you. As the Crypt Lord now making its way back down. I did raid. There you go. Alright, Tauren Chieftain trying to join in on the fight as well. Getting a little bit distracted. Farseer now looking to join in or push in through here. Farseer is going to be able to get some damage onto that Mechanical Shredder really far back here. We are still sitting at Halls of the Dead, and we are now finally going into Burrow. Crypt Lord going to be pushing inside here, as the Orc Burrows very well protected right here, as many of the Orc Burrows are able to protect against each other. Staff and Teleportation coming back in. Farseer, if it gets off a big chain lightning, could finish off multiple Crypt Fiends, but no, instead it's going to be level 2 Spirit Wolves getting in some of that damage. Tauren Chieftain trying to get off in the front. There's that Stomp, stepping on one of those bugs without a problem. And more damage, no, not enough damage to finish off one of those last Crypt Fiends. There was down to 34, taking some damage over time from that poison, but it looks like it still will be able to survive, as poison cannot kill you in WarCraft 3. Tauren Chieftain well, looking to finish off the Forest Troll Berserkers and all of these units. Gets up to level 3. Tome of Strength being left behind here. Not quite sure why. There you go. Infi going back to read his books. Meanwhile, Wind Rider is going to show up to the party, cause a bit of problems as well. Slaughterhouse here as the main building doesn't want his opponent to be able to, well, construct any obsidian statues, as the Wind Riders, well, did not focus down that ziggurat fast enough. Meanwhile, back off to the south here, a little bit of damage coming back on both sides. Crypt Lord sitting at level 4, getting very close to level 5. We'll see if it is going to be level 3 Impale and how effective those shamans are at dealing with those, well, carrion beetles. All right, carrion beetle here down to 256 hit points, could end up getting taken down rather fast. Farseer with clarity potion. Spirit Wolves looking to finish off those units once more, as we are now retreating back again. Wind Riders are in the air, but there are Crypt Fiends, and I believe they do have web already, meaning those Wind Riders are not going to be able to use that hit and run tactic. All right, 2 quick purges right there, finishing off that carrion beetle. We are at Fortress, hence the very fast expansion once the Orc got to tier 3. Burrow coming in on many of those Crypt Fiends. This is going to be perhaps a surprise. My army is completely surrounding you moments. 47 supply compared to 44. Crypt Lord ready to summon up some more carrion beetles, or perhaps not going to summon up any at all. As well, a Sentry Ward keeping track of all of those units. 2 Crypt Fiends lost right there. That Chain Lightning finishing off and dealing more damage, as well as the units are still trying to engage. More carrion beetles are back out onto the field, as we are looking at the shamans perhaps going to be able to purge them once more. Are we getting a mastery training on those shaman? No, we are not. We're only still at adept, but the Sentry Wards dealing a big blow, being able to finish off 2 Crypt Fiends that were pretty much hiding in plain sight. Watchtower taking a fair amount of damage. It looks like it will be able to become completed, and the peons should be able to easily repair, as we're looking at back across over here. But no, wait, what's going on? Wait, no, back across over here, Tauren Chieftain and Farseer perhaps trying to get to level 4. All right, trying to predict the meta, still a little bit strange. We are looking at a level 1 Death Knight, and it did go for Unholy Aura first once again. This seems to be much more common. Normally, I see the Death Knight go for Death Coil first, but Unholy Aura to perhaps really speed up the movement speed of the Undead Army. The Undead Army seem to be moving a little bit too slow for a lot of Undead players' liking, as the Death Knight already halfway to level 2. Also, getting Unholy Aura means that the Death Knight gets to its destination much more quickly as well, and maybe that also helps in trying to get a little bit more experience since it is involved in the fights. Crypt Lord, already sitting at level 5, decides to back up, giving the Death Knight the opportunity to get to level 2 here in just a moment. The Death Knight, I don't think, is close enough to the Obsidian statues to actually gain any bit of hit points or mana, but the Death Knight not too worried either. Orc on the other side of the map, level 4 on the Tauren Chieftain, level 2 on the Farseer, are going to be pushing in with these Wind Riders here. Once more, the Spirit Wolves just diving in here, but there is not only a Nerubian Tower, but a Spirit Tower to add in an extra bit of damage. The Spirit Wolves do deal a large amount of damage once they land a critical strike, but the Acolytes, while on Blight, are regenerating hit points quickly as well. Scroll of Town Portal trying to come on in. There's a giant stomp. Units trying to back away. Here we go. A Scroll of Town Portal in order to head back as well. One Wind Rider down to 22 hit points, but is able to escape. Coming back on the other side, 4 Acolytes mining here, 4 Acolytes mining here. What is that, 80% mining capacity, as we're looking at a 3rd Necropolis, or a 3rd base attempting to be established. This Necropolis is, well, nearly done, and we should be able to start training up and fully saturating those haunted gold mines in just a second. Level 5 on the Crypt Lord hasn't really gained any additional experience after creeping. Meanwhile, the Death Knight brings a Scroll of Town Portal to the fight, as the Wind Riders will have to be careful with that web onto those Crypt Fiends. Those Crypt Fiends can easily focus down those relatively low hit point Wind Riders, 570 hit points only, especially for a 4 supply unit. All right, Spirit Towers and the Rubian Tower is all off over here. Acolytes trying to get some repairs. Is the Undead going to perhaps attack or defend? That is the question, as the Acolytes are now making their way back down. Spirit Tower is getting in some extra damage onto some of those units once more. It looks like, well, the Undead going to try and do a bit of a push instead, as we are perhaps going to get us around onto that Kodo Beast. Kodo Beast could easily just eat a beetle and then be able to break free from there. We're seeing a little bit of damage as the Kodo Beast now taken down. All right, Impale picking up all of those, picking up a couple of units. Squirrel Town Portal now trying to reach back away again, as the Cripplord going to go ahead and teleport back home, only to see the Farseer teleport away once more. Exchanging of Scrolls of Town Portals. But the Undead is going to be able to set up a third base here in just a moment, or perhaps just rotate some of his Acolytes from this base over here to the top right. So far, Infi needs to do a little bit more repairing. So it's going to be Bloodlust after all. Let's make a look. Yes, it is going to be Bloodlusted Shaman, or Bloodlusting Shamans. We are also going into Adept training for the Witch Doctor, so we may actually see some of those new Stasis Traps. Stasis Traps is an ability that was not used very often. It took a very long time for those Stasis Traps to actually arm and be effective. And they oftentimes just were easily destroyed, as it took them too long to actually finally fire that Stasis Trap indeed. Great Hall now going to be completed off over here, and with that Great Hall now done, well, what is the follow-up play going to be coming in from Infi? Infi is going to be trying to run up on 3 bases as well, both sides sitting in the middle of low upkeep, both sides wanting to get higher there, as we see another quick purge. Tauren Chieftain getting in a little bit more mana as well, also having a potion of greater mana, so stomps are going to be rather scary. So, looking at not that many items compared to Infi's, as the beetles are just, well, walking around the map causing problems in every which corner. 3 bases to 3 bases, 77 supply compared to 65 right now. Undead should be able to get into that mid 70 range without much of a problem, since he was sitting on some gold, but it looks like he spent the gold on something else, as we're now looking at the Tauren Chieftain and the Farseer looking to put pressure on this base here. All right, Farseer now looking to back away. I don't know quite why. There was nothing really putting pressure on those Acolytes, as the Acolytes are now wandering away again. More Wind Riders getting added in, so it could be Bloodlusted Wind Riders, but there are no weapon upgrades on them either. All right, Undead has better upgrades. 1/1 upgrades going up against 0/0. Tauren Chieftain now up to 400 mana. 400 mana, that is going to be a large number of stomps, and those Crypt Fiends could just accidentally get stepped on very quickly. All right, Wind Rider's going to go and engage. There's an Impale, but it doesn't, it only hits a couple of Farseers right there, as the stomp now gets laid down. No Lightning Shield there. Lightning Shield finally on that Tauren Chieftain. Massive damage being brought on through. Destroyers trying to get away, as another stomp now goes down. Wind Riders are able to just take apart this army so quickly, as another Crypt Fiend gets taken down again. Tauren Chieftain is at level 5. There is another stomp. There goes the Lich, as the Lightning Shield is still eating away through multiple units. Tauren Chieftain needs another second for the stomp, and, well, stomps on nothing. All right, Spirit Wolves trying to back away again. Wind Riders were able to deal a lot of damage to the Destroyers, but the Destroyers finally able to back up. You can see a little bit of damage over time, right? Those Envenom Spears dealing so much damage. Continuing those attacks once more. Scroll of Speed trying to dive in after a couple of units. There goes another Destroyer again. Are we going to see a stomp? Yes. Death Knight going to get taken down. There it goes. Chain Lightning following it up, as another Crypt Fiend going to get taken down as well. More Spears landing on that target. There goes another stomp. And wow, level 5 Tauren Chieftain, even with the stomp increase, just stomped all over that army. That was a brutal, brutal fight and a brutal finish in that match right there. The spears, and I believe the Envenom Spears, they actually stack from different targets. That was the reason why the hit and run tactic did so well, and then that final Scroll of Speed be able to catch up to the Destroyers to finish them off. Very, very good game at the end right there. Just yeah, Infi just finding the right combination of units and using those Wind Riders extremely effectively. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.